way, there are some sensitive topics in this video, like death, so if that is triggering for you, you might want to watch another video of mine. And I have several videos that aren't about death, and you will enjoy them much more. This video is also from a 2-hour-long stream of mine. It will be broken up into several different videos. I hope you enjoy. Okay. Oh man, we gotta play we gotta do the lady whose husband's about to die in the nursing home. I don't wanna do that. It's gonna make me depressed. Oh man. Alright, Hattie. Hattie, come on, girl. Guys, if you don't remember, she works at a nursing home as like the resident ghost and like helps people like pass on, I guess, and her husband is there. You arrive at Queen Mary's to meet Hattie for your date. It's 7:04 a.m. You're a little late. Looking around, this could be any nursing home. Yellowed walls, stained drop ceilings. Supply carts line the corridors along the odd, empty IV stand. The sun's not quite up, but the residents sure are. Walking the halls to get a bit of exercise, chatting over weak decaf in the dining room next to reception.
You came! Welcome to Queen Mary's. My home. What do you think?
It's nice.
Isn't it though? I just love it here. These are my people.
Behind Hattie, an old woman hangs up the lobby phone. The woman begins to cry.
Her son. Probably making more excuses not to visit.
Can we do anything?
Not unless you possess her son. And March is sorry, but down here.
Hattie laughs.
Please don't actually do that. It won't help. Besides, there's someone I want you to meet.
I don't want to meet your dead husband. Hattie floats off down the left corridor. All these corridors look the same, but she knows exactly where she's going. You pass a number of doors, glancing inside. Some residents watch TV from their beds. Others just stare out their windows or at the walls. Most rooms are bare, a few are decorated. There are tall plants, fine wood furniture. In one room, you spot a record collection. Essential possessions transplanted to make this place feel more like home. At the far end of a long hall, Hattie stops and turns to you.
So, I know this is probably obvious, but we're here to see Milton.
I know.
He was my partner for 47 years. If you think I'm a firecracker, Milton's all sparks. You'll like him, I think. He's been doing worse lately.
Is he sick?
He's just old. The little things stack up when you're old. Eventually, one kills you. I've been spending a lot of time here. It has concerned him. Milton says I'm hanging on to the past. He wants me to make friends who are more like me. Ghosts, he means. I want to show him that I met a good one. I want him to meet you. It will make him so happy.
Hattie turns to go into Milton's room.
Good morning, Melly.
Inside is an empty bed, neatly made. Milton is gone.
Oh, no.
Hattie frantically searches the room. She spots the chart at the foot of the bed.
This says he had an aneurysm. He was taken to the hospital.
She looks at you with fear in her eyes.
I have to go.
I can come with you.
I'd like that. I know this is a lot to ask, but I'm scared to do this alone.
You arrive at the hospital with Hattie. She floats behind the reception counter to locate Milton's room. Second floor, intensive care. Milton's room is dim. A reedy old man with a thick mustache lays in the bed, motionless. It's quiet except for the steady whoosh and click of a machine by his side. A ventilator, connected to a tube, run down his throat. The machine is breathing for him.
Oh no! Milton!
She looks around, as if he might have already left his body.
They were supposed to let him go.
Hattie looks at Milton's chart.
It says he was found unresponsive. No signs of brain activity. But I still feel his presence. Don't you?
I feel it.
But where is he? Is he lost somewhere? Is he trapped in there? Oh, Milton. His sister has power of attorney. He didn't want this. He signed a form that said, "Do not resuscitate." He didn't want this.
Hattie looks up.
I'm sorry I dragged you here. I know this must be quite awkward. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone with Milton now.
I understand.
Thank you for understanding.
As you step into the hallway to leave, you can hear Hattie saying something at Milton's bedside.
There's so much more, my love. Just you wait.
That was sad. Ah! Let Milton f***ing die! Let's visit the graveyard real quick like. I'm missing one. I'm missing one. Oh! Oh my god, they all say something. Okay, anywho, I'm gonna read all of these. Stephanie, Spirit of Denial. Years alive, 1983 to 2004. I was 1. Cause of death, brain cancer. It took Steph a while to realize she was dead. If you beat cancer, it can be hard to accept when it comes back with vengeance. Though the disease ultimately took her life, it could not take her spirit. Now Steph begins a new chapter, overwhelmed by the potential death affords. Spooky Peter, Spirit of Malice. Years alive, 1631 to 1665. Cause of death, bubonic plague. Spooky Peter isn't his real name. It's one he's been given by an author of famous, totally true ghost stories. Having been dead for some 4 centuries now, Spooky Peter is the oldest ghost at speed dating by a mile. In life, he worked as a doctor, notably treating victims during the last significant outbreaks of the plague in London. The disease would ultimately claim him. Riley, Spirit of Determination. Years alive, 1966 to 1987. Cause of death, traumatic brain injury. Riley was a promising wide receiver who made a name for him in high school, turning his ability to catch any pass into a college career on a full scholarship. But the trouble with fielding a lot of passes is you take a lot of hits from bigger guys trying to stop you. Those hits took their toll on Riley early after he lost his helmet in a rare fumbled play. He began experiencing concussion-like symptoms, but refused to tell anyone for fear of being benched. Now in death, he still loves the sport and helps others be the best they can be out there, even guiding a few last-second plays in favor of those who work hard and play safe. I'm in love with this man. Vera, Spirit of Despair. Years alive, 1891 to 1954. Cause of death, house fire. Better known as the Lady in Smoke, Vera is a bit of a celebrity in the ghost world. She lived a fairly long and eventful life as a secretary and then personal assistant to the infamous Vegas casino owner in the early years of the Strip. The elite gig put the best drinks in Vera's hands and sure put her out, as she found herself at the whims of childish, over-rich men who demanded everything of her and had no qualms making life miserable for good people. She died in a house fire under suspicious circumstances, not taking a multitude of secrets with her, and has since haunted the hotel and mansions of wealthy men, bringing folly to any who misuse their power. In life, Jaya had a way of getting on the wrong side of authority. Parents, teachers, cops, Few dared to tell Drea what to do, and those who tried always ended up regretting it. After Drea was kicked out of the house at 14, they spent the rest of their teens couch surfing on or living on the streets, spotty work, door checking and carrying equipment at punk gigs paid for Drea's more expensive habits, and plenty of good times. But things got bad towards the end. Now a poltergeist, Drea prefers not to talk about those final months of life and focus on making the best of death. Gary. Spirit of Vengeance. Years alive, 1961 to 2016. Cause of death, gunshot wound to the chest. Gary worked hard to live a noble life. He saw money as the root of most problems and his accounting practice as a way to help people live with a little less worry. While Gary kept a few friends, those who knew him cherished his honesty and quiet humor. A college roommate once affectionately described him as a bran muffin. Hold the butter. After discovering his business partner was stealing from clients, Gary accidentally killed him and was shot by the police responding to the scene. Sheesh! Kyo. Spirit of Anxiety. Years alive. 1985 to 2014. Cause of death? Drowning. As far back as Kyo can remember, they were afraid. Ghosts, water, living an irrelevant life. Then they drowned at age 29, a year before completing a PhD that put them thousands in debt, with no promise of even sessional work after graduation. Now they're a ghost facing an eternity of time and had no idea what to do with it. Meeting other ghosts is helping though. Since speed dating, Kyo has even taken up a new hobby, learning to swim. Leon. Spirit of Greed. Years alive, 1933 to 1967. Cause of death, snitching. Even as a child, Leon was an opportunist. While other kids were playing ball, he'd steal from their bags. His teens and 20s were mostly spent on the road, seeking out scores and grifting. Leon eventually found his calling robbing banks. He and his crew pulled off 4 successful heists before they were caught. During the resulting trial, Leon rolled on his fellow robbers to reduce his sentence. He survived the first stabbing in prison, but wasn't as lucky the second time around. Hattie, Spirit of Compassion. Years alive, 1922 to 2010. Cause of death, heart failure. Throughout her long life, Hattie always put others first. Though she never had any kids of her own, she worked for more than 40 years as an elementary school librarian before retiring to a life of gardening and jam making alongside her longtime partner, Milton. After Hattie took a hard fall, she and Milton were both accepted into Queen Mary's nursing home, where Hattie lived out her final days helping her fellow residents any way she could. Okay. I've been told just to start game again. Hey! Hi! Oh, I'm sorry. The event's all done. All the other ghosts have left. From what I hear, you're pretty popular. Still couldn't find the one, huh? It was Riley. Sadly, no. That's okay. There are always more ghosts. People die pretty much all the time. Did you have fun at least? It was a blast. Glad to hear it. I've been having fun just observing. I set this up to help other ghosts find something they might be missing, or to learn more about themselves. In a way, we are all products of death. I like to think I am also her student. What have you learned? I've learned so much. How burial versus cremation affect the afterlife, the meaning of life, all kinds of neat ghost trivia. When I was alive, I studied people. Now that I'm dead, I study us. It's fascinating. I'm interested in the burial. What was that about burial? You don't want to know about that, do you? Let's just play trivia. Okay. I have questions prepared and everything. Welcome to Fran's Scary Hard Trivia Challenge. All the questions are ghost related. Don't worry if you get any wrong. I'm not testing you or anything. Question 1. Which film star said to haunt the Hollywood Roosevelt in Los Angeles? It's Marilyn Monroe. And the answer is Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, I knew that. You got it. Marilyn actually lived in the hotel for about 2 years. Now she haunts it. Pretty cool, huh? Question 2. Which Shakespearean king appears as a ghost in a play that shares the same name? Hamlet. You're right. It's Hamlet. Hamlet's father appears as a ghost. His name was technically also Hamlet. King Hamlet. There are the ghosts of kings and Richard the Third, but not Richard the Third himself. Question 3. A red blood cell that has lost its hemoglobin is known as... I do not know. I don't want to get it wrong. I do not want to get it wrong. Anemia? It's just telling me anemia. Oh my god. I'm gonna go Revenant. I don't know. It's actually Ghost. The simplest answer is usually right. Shut the fuck up. That's my motto. Ghost red blood cells are empty shells, just like Neon Allie, a shell of her former self. They show up on microscopes, but they're pretty much see-through, just like us. Question 4. During her seances, what did medium Helen Duncan famously regurgitate and call ectoplasm? Who the fuck is Helen Duncan? She was the last person to be in prison for witchcraft. It's cheesecloth. Correct. Duncan was a medium in the early 1900s. She was said to fake ectoplasm by pulling gross cheesecloth out of her mouth. Duncan was also the last person in prison for witchcraft in the UK. I already told you guys that. Go figure. And question 5. This is the last one. That means it's also the hardest. Where do you go when you die? Which of these authors did not have a story in the first volume of the Fontana book of Great Ghost Stories? D.H. Lawrence, cross it out. He had it. Algernon. Blackwood, cross it out. It's Edgar Allan Poe. The correct answer is Poe. You got it. Poe was in the second volume. Blackwood and Lawrence both had stories in the first. Blackwood was a prolific ghost story writer, while Lawrence, best known for not ghost stories, penned a great one called The Rocking Horse Winter. Oh wow. You got 4 out of 5 right. That's almost perfect. Shut the fuck up, I am perfect. It's not perfect, but almost. That was fun. I'm glad to hear it. Ooh, look at the time. I need to finish closing up. If you're looking for something to do, you can always visit the graveyard, relive some of your past dates there, or select release date data to start over. That's in the options menu. What else? You could always go to hell. Excuse me? I meant that literally, of course. I hear it's gorgeous this time of year. If you combine travel and accommodations, you can get a pretty good deal. My friend Gail is a travel agent. She could find you a great river cruise package. I'd like that. Here's Gail's card. If you end up going, be sure to send her a hologram. Hee! Alright, time to go. I'll ring the bell to make it official. The bell rings. Thanks for playing. I want to go to hell. I want to go to hell. I want to go to hell. Take me to hell. Oh, what a good little song. This is getting added to Spotify later. Fran, Spirit of Curiosity. Years alive, 1958 to 1984. Cause of death, car crash. Fran is the organizer of speed dating for ghosts. Her reasons for putting on an event like this are twofold. Fran is a woman of science, but also empathy. She met so many miserable ghosts over the year and wanted to help them find companionship. She's also been studying the psychology of her fellow spirits for years, specifically the need for closure and desire for purpose that seems to tie otherwise disparate ghosts together. She aims to prove that they needn't rely on the living to achieve these goals. Ghosts, Fran posits, I don't know these f***ing words, can instead find their answers in one another and even within themselves. She also loves bad food and good TV. Hell yeah, Fran.